You know, I've been on YouTube a long time, and I've never seen disrespect on this kind of level before. So in case you missed hearing about it, here's what's going on. YouTube hosted this Game On event. I'm not really sure what the motive of this event was. I think it was just to sort of promote YouTube gaming again, which is funny because they've been disregarding gaming for a long time. They've been trying to ignore it as being as big as it is. That aside, they decided to host this Game On event where they brought in a bunch of different creators. I just had to track down the thumbnail real quick. It was their Game On event, streamed 9 hours ago. It's posted by the official YouTube channel. And as you can see, Markiplier, MatPat, and a couple other creators I don't know are plastered on the cover of this thing. And I don't know if you've had your ads on lately on YouTube, but they've been promoting the heck out of this thing. And it was going to be a big deal, apparently. It's number 6 on trending, which is kind of funny because there's things that are doing better than it. But you know, the weird thing is despite Markiplier being on the thumbnail of this video, he's basically not in it. He was also in all the ads for this video too. So if we pop open our video of the Game On event, this is basically where I've been timestamped to where Mark actually appears. As you can see, he's not been in the video through most of it. This is some kind of interactive experience they were going for, but it's also kind of staged, and we'll prove that in a moment that this is all kind of staged and not really as interactive as it seems. But yeah, he wasn't in any of the rest of this. There's MatPat, some streamers I don't know. I don't see Markiplier anywhere in there. Oh, there's a Game Grumps. A lot of MatPat. So yeah, MatPat, he's the smaller image on this thumbnail, and yet he's in it for hours and hours and hours. And I'm not shaming like MatPat here. This is not about him at all. It's just to say that his icon on the thumbnail is a lot smaller than Mark's. But where's Mark? Apparently this is his segment right here. I don't want to play too much because then YouTube will false flag me. This is educational commentary, YouTube. Don't false flag me for stealing your content because I didn't.
On the Game On intermission, we now return you to your regularly scheduled programming. Anything you saw in this.
So Markiplier talks for a minute in this very spooky little intermission, and he's not in here. He's not in the rest of the video. His segment is actually marked for... Now it's just marked as a minute, but earlier, yeah, this section's marked as Markiplier. This is not where he's at. This is the only piece of Markiplier in this whole video, and yet he has a whole minute here highlighted in the Fortnite segment, and he's not there. So for one thing, it's just false advertising. Markiplier is basically not in this video in any way, shape, or form. But let's go back to where we started just a moment ago. Here we are. So this was the screen right before Markiplier talked, right? Now, let's go to the screen right after he talks. There's the message complete sign. Uh-oh. It appears that a game was played, but Mark didn't play a game. And in fact, I think it gets even worse. There's these weird animation segments, which I guess are kind of cool, but they're also kind of cringe. And then after those, I think these were other games that are meant to be played. And this said Trackmania, right? Virtual. I don't even know who Virtual is, but it looks like Virtual was also cut out of this video. It looked like there was a split point here, and the lines just go through both split points, and then it's moved past all the way up to here. And this is the next game that gets played, which is Fortnite. So not only was Mark cut, Mark probably played this segment, whatever this was, and then this Virtual guy played Trackmania, which is on this side, which is how we know this is kind of staged, because this looks like this is a different game maybe that didn't get picked, even though people are supposedly voting. You see some people are actually a little confused. And just to prove this is not Markiplier's segment, yeah, this is not Markiplier. He's not in this at all. Ali A. And you don't have to take my word for it because Mark went on to Twitter to talk about it. Did YouTube really just cut the rest of my segment? Yeah, YouTube cut it. Sure glad Lixie and Marcus, Rachel, and Nervly and I busted our A's, because if I say a bad word, YouTube will demonetize me, to get the segment ready for the big Game On event, just for it to be cut without warning. F that, I'll put it on my channel tomorrow. So yeah, YouTube just cut Mark out of this thing, even though he's on all the advertising for it, which is highly disrespectful in its own right, but then the added context of what's been going on lately on YouTube changes things even more. So a few days ago, this YouTuber named Corey, I haven't watched him before, but he's actually a pretty big channel, it seems. He talks about, you should watch his video, by the way, for the full context, but he played this game Mortuary Assistant that all the big YouTubers are playing lately. His video got age restricted. Well, he went and browsed through everyone else's videos and contacted them and to see if they had their videos age restricted for the same segment, because apparently there's a sign with implied self-harm. Is that the way to say it without getting demonetized? That he got demonetized for that reason. But then everyone else who played it and watched that segment in particular did not get flagged for it. Now, Corey says that he thinks it's because of racism. It could be. I don't think it's because there's like a racist at YouTube necessarily. I think it's probably because I guess he takes big breaks before he posts videos, and apparently nothing bad happens while he's away. But then once he posts a new video, it goes viral, and then something, either the new video or an old one, will get flagged all of a sudden. I think it is possibly like racists going in and flagging his videos, because the racist, who knows what they're thinking. I don't think it's YouTube necessarily, but the problem is that YouTube doesn't like check these things and verify that there's actually a problem, right? They just let the algorithm flag things the way they want, and then there's not much you can do about it. Even if you're huge, it's very hard to communicate with YouTube. It's hard to get an answer about what went wrong. Sometimes they'll fix it, and then they just won't tell you what happened. So after he made his video, Penguin Zero, I'm sorry, I don't know his real life name. He's not what YouTuber I watch, but I know he's very popular. He made a video about explaining what happened to Corey, and then he gives his input on some other things that YouTube does wrong. And then Jacksepticeye made his video about it too, where he talks about some of the problems he's had with YouTube, of just seeing the double standards that happen where big YouTubers aren't punished and small YouTubers will be. Because his wife, I guess she makes videos too, but her channel's a lot smaller and her videos will get flagged all the time, and then his won't, even if he posts the same thing. And then he just talks about general frustration about how he has to make his videos like so clickbaity in order to get people to watch them. Like, you know, it would have been nice if he could have just titled this like what happened to the YouTuber Corey, and then have a more informative title, but you don't. You have to do a title like this in order for your videos to get watched. You can watch many of my other rant videos where I talk about how frustrated I am with YouTube thumbnails lately, and basically it turns out that he has the same problem with them. So that actually makes me feel better that I'm not that there's a channel much bigger than me who's very upset about how YouTube thumbnails are these days. And then he calls out in this video that Mark will probably make a video about it too. And then Markiplier today, 13 hours ago, posted the try not to get age restricted challenge to call them out for that. And it's basically saying, YouTube, you got to flag this video or you have a double standard, because they normally don't flag him. But he basically plays a porn game in this video. I'm probably demonetized now that he said the word. He censors it heavily. It doesn't actually show anything, but you know, apparently Corey also like never cusses. He always censors everything that's like really bad. So he got flagged for the mortuary project thing, even though he was being very ad friendly about it. And so Markiplier is basically taunting YouTube here to say, hey, age restrict this video because it's not acceptable. Apparently they haven't flagged it over all the time that's been posted so far. And the theory that everyone has is it's just because they won't flag Mark because he's a cash cow. He's like one of their biggest channels on the platform by a long shot. And by the way, that's all we have is just theories, because YouTube won't explain anything that happens, even if they like reverse a decision. They won't tell you anything about it. So he posted this 13 hours ago, right? The Game On event 11 hours ago. And 2 hours, because people are thinking they cut Mark out of this video as punishment for talking out about YouTube in this video. In 2 hours, they rapidly cut him out quite awkwardly. As we see, there's evidence here with the track completely changing to completed that they definitely cut some content out here. So yeah, just the raw level of disrespect from YouTube on this is next level compared to anything they've done before. Like, I would have expected them to just age restrict his last video, although I think, to be honest, he censored it like so heavily that it really shouldn't have any issues anyway. But yeah, because YouTube won't talk about this or tell us anything about what's going on, we just have to conjecture. And my conjecture is they're punishing Mark for speaking out about his video, but instead of just age restricting him, they just cut him out of this event. And I think Mark is going to be pretty angry about this. He already seems pretty upset on Twitter. It's the middle of the night right now, so by the time this video goes up, there'll probably be more news about what happened. I don't have more time to talk about it right now. So yeah, just keep tabs on what's going on. Check out Markiplier's Twitter. Check out Corey's channel. Check out all these channels of people talking about this. It's just incredible disrespect from YouTube on a level that we haven't ever seen before. Anyway, I hope you all enjoyed the video. If you did, remember to hit the like button. Keep the conversation going in the comments and subscribe if you'd like to see more. Until next time, hope you have a good day.